My name is John Jenkins, and I am your host this year for the 35th Annual PROSE Awards. And I'd like to welcome all of you here today to this great event we are so proud to put on for our great industry. And I'd like to also welcome those who will be viewing this on our website, proseawards.com, and also on YouTube. The theme, after all, is digital or die. We're making it happen. As a counterpoint to our theme, I think I can safely say that the quality and number and breadth of entries this year indicates that the book in all of its guises is alive and well in 2011. We are very, very happy to have a program that presents more entries than we've ever had in the 35-year history of the PROSE Awards. And if I may, I think the quality of those entries is par excellence, better than we have ever had before. So I congratulate and thank all of you who helped to make this happen. The demand for these books was also noticeably higher, both in and out of the judging room. On the first day of judging, the judge's copy of the autobiography of Mark Twain, Volume 1, was stolen from what we thought was a secure judging room. We have not ruled out any suspects. We looked at each other and said, how did this happen? Actually, we've ruled out one potential suspect, Garrison Keillor, okay? He already has the book, or we think he might have read it. We're not sure. PROSE also had more participating publishers than ever before and more AAUP member publishers than ever before. So the American Publishers Awards for Professional and Scholarly Excellence, or PROSE as we call them, has really lived up to its name again this year of being the premier awards program for excellence in scholarly and publishing in the United States. This doesn't happen without the help of a lot of people. And something tells me that as we go through this program, you're going to be hearing about a lot of them. But I just want to acknowledge one person right now, without whom I probably would not be standing here, and I certainly wouldn't be able to put on for you today. We wouldn't be able to put on the kind of program that we do. And that person is Kate Calendo of the AAP. Thank you very much, Kate. Prepare to be embarrassed again from time to time during these awards. We also had a dedicated group of 16 judges. They came from academia as well as scholarly publishing, and they spent many, many hours reading and reviewing the excellent books and products that we were judging. All of our judges gathered for 2 full days in New York this year, and they selected during those 2 days the books that we are going to honor today. And I want to thank each of you. I know many of you are here today. I want to thank each of you who participated with us in that great event. I owe a special thanks to the members of the 2010 PROSE Awards Planning Committee, and there were 3 judges who were with me on that committee. Meyer Cutts, I see sitting before me, Nigel Fletcher-Jones, and Henry Tom. Henry Tom was a devoted colleague of ours, and Henry very tragically died 4 days after we finished the judging this year. For those of you who may not have heard this, I am sorry if you are hearing it for the first time, but he was a pillar of this industry and had worked for the Johns Hopkins University Press for most of his 40-year career. I think he was there 36 years and had just retired. Henry is going to be deeply missed. When I became chairman of PROSE 3 years ago, it was Henry who very softly and quietly, as was always his way, came over to me, and I had not known him, but Henry came over to me and just took me aside and he said, there's a lot that you need to know about this. There are a lot of personalities in this room among the 16. Any of you 16 who are there know that. And he said, I can help. And he did. And so he really took me under his wing and mentored me. Henry was a real mensch. We had the privilege of interviewing him 2 years ago for our film called The Mind of the Judge in 2008. And we found, we still have all the outtakes from those films. Someday this is going to be a great history, video and oral history of our industry from so many of the folks that we've interviewed for these films over the years. But we found those snippets about Henry, and we found a 2-minute segment that I would like to show you now in memoriam to Henry Tom, our great judge and man that we will miss.
Why books? Why am I so engaged in books? I grew up in a family that really valued books. My parents, especially my mother, would take us to the library pretty frequently. And I can remember where I would go through shelves and shelves of children's books, or even when I was in junior high or high school, moving on into the adult section and just browsing afternoon, or Saturday morning after Saturday morning. It was really once I got into college, graduate school, that I began to really appreciate what at the University of Chicago we called the life of the mind. That there are certain big questions, big ideas that we want to pursue, struggle with, come to, quote, appropriate answers, at least tentative answers. And I see that happening in books today. The really serious scholarly books help us as a culture, really, as a people, to deal with these questions. There are many, many books out there that will help people come into a subject that they know very little about. But I think the mission, the purpose of the scholarly publisher is to try to advance knowledge, try to advance learning, both through teaching, but also through publishing new scholarship. And that, I think, is what is reflected in what we're doing today. That's a long way of answering your question or thinking about the question of why do I like books? I think it really is taking a question, turning it around, looking at it from the inside out, from the outside in, and books help us to do that.
I just have to say one thing, looking at that. I'm going to say to my fellow judges, I don't know what we're going to do next year when we come to loggerheads and we don't have Henry to bring peace. He was just a very, very special person. Given his commitment to these awards, Henry's commitment, and all of yours, we're going to provide you today with a program that we're about to kick off that is going to be engaging and enjoyable, and I hope entertaining for you as well. We're going to be premiering a new film that is about the life of R.R. Hawkins. We are going to be showing you a multimedia presentation on the vast variety of things that we judged this year. And we also have the presentation of the R.R. Hawkins Prize at the end. We've got a great program in store. Enjoy your meal. I'll be back up here in about 15 minutes to kick it all off. Thank you very much.